It's Kelly from Energetically Inspired. So, recently been in a real process of learning and growth and taking a lot in, and everything aligns. I'm always open to receiving, so I do get those moments where I receive so much information. And the craziest thing, when I get this information, I've already been doing a lot of these processes. I just don't know why. I just trust because I'm guided from within. And that was a learning process for me to learn to trust within, because so many of us don't trust ourselves. So many of us don't love ourselves. So many of us don't give ourselves that empowerment. And so today I've actually had a couple of huge things come through. But one of them was, it was talking about how we're energetic beings, of course, which I'm always talking about. And I'm always talking about how we're in this emotional, stressful state, because I was there once and I healed from that. And more than 70% of people, or actually, a huge portion of people, 70% or more, live in a stressful state. And going through this stressful state day in, day out because of our tasks and what's going on, and we don't even realize that just when we're rushed, we're going into a stressful state. We're triggering reactions within the body, chemical reactions and these things. If these things become continual, this is the craziest part about it, is that it has a detrimental effect to our cells. Our cells are what transmute the energy, yeah? And we're energetic beings. If we don't have energy, we will die. We have disease. We have all those things that happen within the body. The huge big thing about the chemicals that are released in those moments of stress, which are related to the adrenals and the cortisol and things like that, have detrimental effects to part of our brain, and that actually affects the way that we can heal ourselves. That affects the way our body receives the energy, as well as just not the cells, but the brain itself. So they've actually had scientifically proven that there's products out there, plant-based products. And when I say plant-based, I'm talking about things like curcumin or probiotics. Huge ones, omega-3s. They're actually scientifically proven to detoxify the brain from the cortisols that are released within the body that have damaged that part of our brain, right? So when we're going into a healing process and we're going, okay, I'm trying this and I'm trying that. And when I went into this healing process, I was just guided. I needed omega-3s. I wanted it for age and a few other things. And inflammation. Inflammation is a stress response within the body. Turmeric. Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. It has lots of amazing things. I take these things daily. Like I just have. I give them to my kids. And as well as that, I even give us a green product, like a green key through Modere, that alkalizes our body a little bit. We don't want to be over-alkalized, but we need to alkalize our body, create that balance that's supposed to be with internal. If we're over-toxic, our pH is in an acidic base. Cancer grows in acidic places, okay? And understand disease creates in those environments. So simple things that we can take in every day can be changed, that can change everything about us. That we realize that we're trying all these things about our energy and our flow and all this stuff, but are we rectifying the parts that are damaged? Like prevention, taking these products can, and prevention, or before we even need those products, is about aligning ourselves and managing the stress and managing all that thing. But I've been there. I know that I couldn't manage that. Things happen, life happens. I was in this massive stressful state. Once I got myself to this point where my fight and flight was triggered all the time, how did I reverse that? How did I get myself back into a process where my body would heal itself, where my brain would function without being triggered in this state? And this is where we talk about that there's emotional states that are responsive to our fight and flight. Now, when we find our mind is crazy and over chatty, they're sort of breaking down that emotions and feelings are different energy sources. So if we have this, our brain resets every 20 minutes. So if we've got something that continues in our brain for over that 20 minutes, it's an emotion. And it's created by an inherited process within our body that's created for survival and protection and all those kind of things. So all of a sudden, we know if we've got this crazy mind chatter, we know we have triggered parts of our body that create stress in our body. And so how do we heal that stuff? How do we rectify the chemicals that are released. And I teach, motions where we can touch, but I'm all about sharing anything and everything that I come across. And crazy enough, I do all those touch methods. I actually have been using these products as well, like turmeric or curcumin or probiotics. I had to reduce, some of those. Omegas, green products that alkalize the body a little bit more. And I did it because I wanted to heal the physical body as well, because it needed healing. Prevention is better than actually, having to try and treat the physical body, if that makes sense. So what little things can you bring into your life to rectify the damage that's created? And that's the big thing. If we've been in this state for a while, we've created damage within the body, and we need to bring the body back into balance. If our body's toxic, and that can mean emotionally with the chemicals that are released through stress, our body's unhealthy. And the more stress we have, or the more stress we carry, the less energy we actually transmit outside the body. And so that's why we need to start repairing the body. So what things can we use to repair the body? What things can we do to go internal? And it's a huge thing about loving ourselves, accepting that our bodies are miracles. Our body can heal itself. Our body, within 7 years, has completely reproduced itself in every aspect, every cell, right? So if you understand that the body can completely change and recreate itself, then you know that you can heal your body. You just need to take on the right processes of understanding what damaged the body in the first place and what things we need to do to reverse that damage. And I'm all about the emotional stuff, because it's the stress and the cortisols and the adrenal. My adrenals were fatigued, so I went and took adrenal support medications to help manage my stress better. I took in, the touch thing that I shared the other day about touching and draining down the meridian point. But I was also taking other stuff and not realizing that they actually were benefiting me. But that was because I was internally told to do that, internally trusted that these things were good for me, and knew for some reasons, but I didn't realize that they were actually combining with the rebalance in my brain as well. So I wanted to share that today because, like I said, I'm in this stage of growth and learning again, and watching some amazing people. And all this stuff that I'm learning, it's not just woohoo. It's scientifically proven. There is science behind this. These are people that have been working in the brains, that have science backgrounds, and gone out and gone into the shamanic stuff and all this stuff and gone, wow, okay, in the science they could only get so far, and then to bring in the energy side and realize we're energetic beings in a physical body. So we need balance energetically and in the physical, but we must bring our energy into balance first. And understanding that the energy that runs around the outside of us is the biggest part. So how, I'm constantly explaining about increasing our energy systems. How do we release stuff? So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm going to share another one shortly, but it was slightly different because it's a different, I don't want to mix two different techniques together. But today was just a bit about the extra plant-based stuff that we can take to repair the damage from constant stress within the brain, and add that to the techniques that I already share. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are you trying these things already? I just want to continue sharing. I want you all to heal. I want you all to feel magnificent within your own. Does it resonate with you? Do you, and again, I always say what I feel is true for me. It doesn't have to be true for everyone, because the world revolves on balance, and there is polarities in every aspect. So, but does this resonate for you? Does this help you personally? And do you have anything else that you could add? Maybe there's someone else watching and viewing this that you can add a comment in there and go, well, I also came across this and it's done something magical for you. Sharing is caring, and that's what it's all about. That we're here to fulfill ourselves, and fulfillment comes through honestly helping others, helping them, find their peace within, living an amazing life, that we feel healthy in our physical form, that we feel our energies are flowing, And I've been working in a lot of different things recently that it taps into new parts of my energy being as well. So eventually I'll share bits and pieces. I've had some amazing things happen to me in the last 24 hours. But yeah, that's another subject altogether. So love and light from Kelly at Energetically Inspired. Bye.